3.
And now it's time to recap Week 7 all the way live from Charlotte, North Carolina. Spectrum Center was sold out. My main man, Director of Fireball Operations, the one and only Thomas Scott. We're ready to break it down. Let's start with Game 1. Ball Hogs took on Lisa Leslie's Triplets. Talk about it, Thomas.
Man, Joe Johnson was incredible. Gennaro Pargo got in on the floor, but Jeremy is continuing to be a baller. But Ball Hogs, man, they just didn't make enough shots, and I thought Leandro struggled a little bit in the beginning, and then maybe a couple substitutions that could have worked out for Ball Hogs, but unfortunately, Triplets, man, they got up early and they stayed up late. So shout out to Triplets.
And shout out to Lisa Leslie, man. She did a dynamic job coaching.
Yes.
She seemed like she was just on them from the moment Triplets walked into the arena in the locker room. She was putting plays together from the start.
Yeah, and they had a lot of help from their supporting cast. Jamario Moon with that great play at the end to seal the deal. Hey man, Triplets, they're looking like they're the #1 team right now.
And Ball Hogs are still in the hot team here, the Big 3.
They're still
so next week we'll see how they do in Detroit.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's move on to Ghost Ballers taking on Trilogy, one of my favorite games.
Yes.
It was going to be an incredible matchup. Hezzy God going up against Mike Taylor. Talk about it, Thomas.
Well, you know, Hezzy God, a hometown guy here in Charlotte, took on one of the best point guards in our league, Mike Taylor, and it was a duel.
Yeah.
Hezzy struggled a little bit early, found his groove a little bit more late. Ghost Ballers, man, they fought, they did what they could. Mike Taylor was incredible, but unfortunately, Trilogy just found a way down the end, going to Earl.
That's what I was going to say. That way is Earl Pearl Clark.
Yeah, and shout out to Amir Johnson. He's always asking for a shout out with a nice dunk in that game.
And we got to give a huge shout out to the winning shot to my man, David Hawkins.
David Hawk. This is the point of if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. Came in, hit the game winner. Shout out to the Hawk.
You got to love it, man. I want to give a huge shout out right now to Mike Taylor, man. I had a great conversation with him, interviewing him a little earlier. He was angry, man.
Yeah.
He was angry.
These guys want to win. They're competitive. They know they're this close. They're not eliminated. They got another week to, solidify the playoffs, and it's a must win for them week 8.
Mike, if you're watching, you're still candidate for MVP. I promise, man. You are playing Fireball the way it's supposed to be played. Okay,
Yeah.
Let's move on to Power. They took on Killer Threes. Great game.
Killer Threes are just killing right now. The way that they are playing, it's at the right time. At the right time towards the end, gelling, knowing their rotations, knowing who's going to be the guy. And right now, we got to shout out Dominique Johnson.
Man.
He comes off the bench, probably still 6th man of the year, maybe a back-to-back guy, but he just seems to make the clutch shots at the end. Shout out to Dante Green. He had an incredible game.
The whole team balled out.
Yeah, man.
They played team ball.
Yeah, and they played against a tough power team. Glenn Rice Jr. continues to score, get where he wants to go at will. But unfortunately, man, they're just struggling on-ball defense. And they took another L because of it.
I'll tell you something that I don't think Power is doing that could have won them that game is I felt like Royce White didn't get enough minutes in there. He was on the bench a lot, and I'm like, yo, put Royce White in there. Unfortunately, I'm not the coach, and I can't tell Nancy Lieberman what to do.
Yeah.
But if she would have played Royce White a few more minutes, I think Power would have got the W.
And a lot of times it's more to it that we just know, that we don't know. And so maybe Royce was giving up too many points. Maybe he wasn't following a defensive assignment or something that the team needed that he didn't do. We don't know, but whatever it wasn't enough, and Power took the L.
Thomas, I think you know. You're just not telling me, man.
I don't know.
All right, let's move on to Enemies versus Threes Company. And big props to Enemies because they eliminated Threes Company.
Yeah, but you know what? Threes Company got the W.
Yes.
Even though Enemies lost, they did their work early by getting their record the way it is. Mike Beasley, at the end of the day, we got to give him a lot of props. Still a guy I think that could be too hard to guard at the end. Just somebody that Isaiah Austin just could not stay in front of. And he made all his shots. So Threes Company, they did their job. Enemies were a little short-handed, but no excuse. Elijah Stewart has some big plays.
Absolutely.
Jordan Crawford always makes big shots off the dribble. He's always one of my favorites to watch. But hey, Threes Company, unfortunately, they got eliminated, like you said.
Right.
But they went out with a bang.
You know what? I said it wrong, Thomas. Threes Company did get that W.
Yes.
It was Tri-State who eliminates Threes Company,
Yes.
right? Because on to the next game, the final game
Yes.
of the evening was Tri-State versus Bivouac. Because Tri-State won,
Yes.
that's what eliminated Threes
Yes.
Company, even if Threes Company got the W.
Yeah, exactly. And the point
Talk about that,
differential-
Thomas.
Yeah, the point differential as well, the overall record and some of their matchups that they had. definitely put Bivouac out when they took that L, but Tri-State taking that win over Bivouac. Move on, Bivouac's out. So you got Bivouac, and you also have Threes Company that are eliminated for week 8, unfortunately. I was looking forward to them.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
They had a good season, some great highlights.
Yeah.
But Justin Dentman, he put a dent in Charlotte, bro.
Yeah, it looked like some of these guys were on roller skates, and he was the only guy that had tennis shoes on. Just somebody that could not be stopped. 32 points today. And, man, when he's got it going, as you saw Jason Richardson went out with a sprained ankle, they know that they can rely on him to get it done offensively, and he didn't let the team down.
Okay, so Tri-State gets the win. You heard it right here. Always on All About Big 3, breaking down every single week for you. We're this much closer to the playoffs. We're going to be in Detroit next week. Get your tickets right now at big3.com/tickets. Thomas Scott, Director of Fireball Operations. Anything before we get on out of here?
Man, get your tickets. Tune in to CBS next week. It's going to be fire.
Absolutely. You don't want to miss these games next week on CBS because, like I said, the playoffs are right around the corner. Every single win is critical, and it goes down next week right here, CBS Detroit. Get ready because we're coming to you. Your friend Tattoo, Thomas Scott, Director of Fireball Operations. You're watching All About the Big 3.